Okay, so today we're talking about factors. And factors are all the numbers that you can multiply together to equal the number that they're giving us. So we need to find out what can we multiply together to equal 203. So your first two factors are always going to be 1 and the number. And I'm going to space them apart like that because in the middle are going to be all the other things that equal 203. So I need to save room for what else might equal 203. So now this is where our divisibility rules can help us a little bit. So think about those rules from yesterday and we'll see if any of these can go into our number. 6 and 10. Okay. So if it's divisible by 2, then the ones place is divisible by 2. Is the ones place divisible by 2? No. So 2 doesn't work. If it's divisible by 3, we can add the digits. And if that number is divisible by 3, then it's divisible by 3. Is 5 divisible by 3? No. If it's divisible by 5, the ones place has a 0 or a 5 in it, does it? No. If it's divisible by 6, it would also be divisible by 2 and 3, and it's not. And if it's divisible by 10, it has a 0 on the end. No. Okay, so none of those numbers work. And that's helpful information, but now we have to find out what else might work. So this is when you need your calculator. So you're going to use your calculator. And you're going to say 203 divided by, now we already used 2, 3, 5, 6, and 10. So let's start with 4 and see if it'll divide by 4. No. If you get a decimal, it's a no. So 4 doesn't work. 5, 6, let's try 7. Okay, so if that goes evenly, that's a factor. So we're going to write down 7 and 29. Let's go ahead and try 8 and 9 also. Does that work? No. Not 9 either. Okay. The funny thing about factors is that sometimes you can keep going. So we could see if 11 goes into 203. No. 12 is not going to work because 2 and 3 didn't work. You don't think anything else will work? Let's see if 13 works. That's kind of an odd number. Oh my goodness, I'm messing up. That doesn't work.
14.
That was close to working, but it didn't work. 15 is kind of like 10 and 5, where it would probably have to end in a 5 or a 0 to work. 16. I'm messing up. And I'm going to stop at 19. Okay, so nothing else works. So we're going to leave this one. The factors of 203 are going to be 7, 29, 1, 7, 29, and 203. I'm going to write the factors of 80 down here a little bit because I think there's more than we had with 203. So remember, your first two factors are going to be 1 and the number. And you space them apart because when you write factors, you want them to be in order of least to greatest. So the next number I'm going to try is 2.
No.
Is 0 divisible by 2?
Yeah.
Yes, so 2 works. Now we have to find out what is 80 divided by 2. 40. So that's going to go down here at this end.
What's this for? 80?
This is for 80, yeah. So, is it divisible by 3? If I add up the digits, is 8 divisible by 3?
No.
No. So 3 doesn't work. So that means what else does not work? 6 is not going to work. Is it divisible by 5?
Yeah.
It is, but I'm going to try 4 first. Okay, because remember I have to write my factors in order and I need to see.
Yes, it is.
It does work by 4. So 4 and 20 are going to be my next two. And is it divisible by 5? Yep. How many times does 5 go into 80?
Let me do 5, 10,
16. 16. Let's see. Is it divisible by 10?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to make more room here. And it's divisible by 10. 10 times what?
8.
8. So I'm going to write the 8 first. Okay. And then the only number missing now, because I wrote these in order, what comes between 8 and 10? 9. Let's see if 80 will divide by 9, which I know it doesn't. So once your numbers kind of meet in the middle like that, you're done. Nothing else is going to go into 80 because you have come down both sides. You've come from the largest side and the smallest side, and you've met in the middle. And so those are all the factors of 80. So 80 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 factors. Okay? All right, so for 115, again, we're going to start with 1 and 115. And we're going to say, can we divide it by 2? Does 5 divide evenly by 2? If I'm looking at the ones place. No. What about 3? If I add up the digits, does that number divide evenly by 3?
No.
No. So what's automatically out?
6.
6 is out. Does it divide by 5?
Yeah.
It does. What is 115 divided by 5? 23. I was not expecting that number. All right. And then does it divide by 10? Does it end in a 0?
No.
No. So now we have to think, is there anything else that will go into 115? And the only thing that I can think that might go into it is possibly 15.
That's 25.
Or 25, you said?
No, but it doesn't.
Maybe. We could try it.
No.
It will.
115 divided by 15.
It doesn't work. Okay. And then,
It won't work for 25.
no. Okay.
What about 24?
So, I think, well, we can't use 24 because look right here.
Oh.
We already got to 23. So there is not going to be anything between 23 and 115. And there's not going to be anything between 1 and 5. So it would just be between 5 and 23 now that we would have to kind of look for. But I have a feeling we're done.
6.
There's only going to be these 4. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these guys over so they're a little bit closer. Okay? And that's it for factors.